Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? Some days are like that! What the
Some
heck
days
is...
be like that. Some days be like that.
Okay, I'm sorry, I wanna... What the heck is this?
You see her or something. That's how it goes.
So you're the liar here, then?
Oh, Link's grandma's gonna go to town on him.
All right, now let's not make a melodrama out of this.
You're in the wrong game,
I was
buddy.
gonna say, you're in an Ace Attorney game. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Case 3. We are on the third testimony? We were in the middle of the third testimony. We're somewhere. We kind of lost our heads a little bit at the end there. I'm just like, you know what? We'll
Fortunately, we
just
thought
continue
long
this
and
one.
hard about this, and
Stop!
we're ready to go back into
No, don't bring this back.
Stop.
No, stop.
Did you
We
read
have
this
to
line?
No,
you...
he did, no, you
yeah,
didn't.
I'll just read that. I'll read it again anyway. I read it while I was laughing.
Yeah, I was gonna
hard.
say, I'm not sure if you read it when you were laughing or if you just gave up.
I think
That
we
there
all
was
gave up.
anyone else. That if there was anyone else at all in that cabin, I would have noticed.
Would you? I think there's actually a blind spot, but
Unequivocal, I would say.
I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight?
No.
I don't think
Skylight's
so.
small.
Well, yeah, the skylight's small and also depends on where they're sitting, cause like...
Well, then no.
Cause like... Okay, the music had to stop and now I can't look at the court record, because look at the way the seats are set up. Like, you could...
Just examine the whole omnibus. Do it.
No, we did already. I'm not
Okay,
examining it again, but I'm just saying the way the seat is. So the front can't really look down at anything. So if they're sitting back here looking through the skylight, they can only see these seats here. They don't see the seats back here. That's the thing. So I'm just like, there's a blind spot.
Yeah.
Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus and witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight in the floor of the upper deck. Is that right? You know, I don't know if Jobmaster's London head office was there in the original, or if they added that because they could do that because it's HD now. I don't remember those texts.
That's right. Yes.
In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you.
What?
Hey, golly, really?
Oh my god, you guys.
It's pretty obvious, but
Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection. Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims for once. After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh.
you.
Hypothetically.
Very well. I will uphold the prosecution's demand.
Hypothetical flesh. Let me make that clear for everyone.
You will identify the area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus are you suggesting that this potential extra passenger could have been situated?
Over here? So?
My god, it's genius!
Both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight, is as I've drawn here.
Oh,
That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite, the one on which the victim and his attacker were seated, is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it.
Objection!
I'm gonna kill my throat once I keep doing that.
It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. Boy, are you high?
absolutely not, sir.
I don't believe you. Uniponis have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity.
I mean, being fair, you work for Lord Dracula, and he employs ghosts too, so you should be okay with that.
Yes, but it's only Lord Dracula.
I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In a
He
British,
agrees with me. Only Lord Dracula can control ghosts.
in a British court of law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude.
And you, Mr. Naruhodo?
I honestly don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck?
Look at the evidence.
Okay.
My only guess is that it could be someone on the ledger.
Well, we can't examine the ledger anymore. The only information we're gonna... I'll tell you right now, the only information we pulled out from it was just Bruce Fairplay. That's it. There's nothing else to the ledger. So, like, here's the thing. We've been hearing... I'll tell you what's going on. Maybe you can work it out from there. We've been
Beppo,
hearing...
did you do it?
No, not me. I was just riding my horses.
Where you know? You didn't
Anytime.
even see London.
Anytime there's a phantom, it's Bruce Goodman.
Okay. We've been hearing in, like, our witnesses' testimony insisting they seen someone with blood in their hands. But we have evidence that McGilded was wearing gloves and there's not a lot of blood on it. So what does that say about who was actually sitting next to Mr. Mortar in this picture here?
They don't wear gloves?
Well, yeah, they don't wear gloves. Let's say we have to find a solution that is in agreement with both what the witnesses claim and what the evidence claims. There is someone who had blood on both hands. There is someone with wearing gloves with blood on one hand. Basically, you have to basically have to prove that both of them are right. So, if that's the case, that means someone sitting next to Mr. Mortar had blood on both hands. So who is sitting across from them? And we know these gloves belong to Mr. McGilded.
Oh, it's McGilded.
Yeah. I think that's what it's saying, because the witnesses wouldn't stop insisting there was someone with blood on both hands. But obviously McGilded didn't have that. So process of elimination, McGilded clearly isn't sitting next to Mr. Mortar. He's probably sitting across from him.
He's sitting across from him.
Yeah, he's sitting across from them, because then that would validate both the witness and the evidence. Yeah?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, how do I... I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name.
Oh, this will be good. You are a fool, but continue. The response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. But I'm amused, so go off. A toast to hard lessons not yet learned.
What? He got in there.
Let us not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat.
I've seen fan art where, like, underneath, like, his desk, the Brooks desk, there's just shelves of, like, alcohol and chalices ready to go whenever he's, like, doing things.
You fools are overthinking it. Lord Dracula has blessed me with limitless wine.
This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. You said that a few times now, sir. On that night.
One day it'll be true.
On the night of the murder. The person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was... Mr. McGilded.
It was you!
Bruce Goodman!
Yeah!
No, isn't it John H. Wilson? Didn't we establish that's the Bruce Goodman in this universe?
Yes, but I also find Bruce Goodman funnier.
The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded.
Mr. McGilded?
What are you talking about, Counsel? That's the name of the defendant. Rubber, 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 rubber.
Yep, it's
British
sure
rubber.
is.
Oh, good.
Oh. Sir.
Enough
I
talk.
was not put on this earth for this. If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hallowed chalice, do forgive the discourtesy.
Sir.
Or Dracula will bless me with another.
Lord Van Cheeks.
People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying I'm racist, boy! Was that not clear?
No, it's pretty clear.
Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand.
Ouch.
When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact. It's the very premise on which this case is built.
Okay, but that illustration seems to show we can't even see the faces of them, but sure. Alright. But that premise may be wrong.
What?
If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way.
What inconsistency, Counsel?
The defendant's gloves, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claim that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection!
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains.
Objection!
The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance.
Yes, the testimony remains unchanged.
Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands. Both of them.
Objection!
Who was this third party?
Capcom.
No, that is the first party, you fool.
Capcom's a third-party company from this.
Not if they make the game.
You got a point there. Obviously, the true culprit.
Extraordinary.
Rubble, rubble, rubble. Louder rubble, rubbles.
Order, order, order! What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
Defense's postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused.
Objection!
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces.
The tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though.
Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice these things, sir.
And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First?
I'm afraid I don't remember.
Very good job. And
Good,
you call
good,
yourself
good hatter.
you
good.
call yourself a hatter.
Excellent. The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin.
Are you sure?
How can you be sure?
Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would undoubtedly have offered to depose the fact.
You
He
know
actually
what?
makes a
That's
good
a point.
point.
Yeah.
Unless, that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation.
He was asleep.
Oh god, what if he was? That the accused
McGilded?
failed... Yeah, what if McGilded was asleep?
Didn't he tell us what he was?
I think he did.
Oh God!
Yep.
That the accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled.
He did indeed. This was a long time ago for us, but yeah, he did do that when he was on the bench. He's right. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it.
Order! There is clearly a simple solution to this problem.
Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand.
Well, what say you, Counsel?
Prosecution objects, my lord.
On what grounds?
As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police.
But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely?
Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act.
Huh. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion?
My lord, should we ask Mr. McGilded to testify or not? Yeah? Yeah?
Who's well? We're gonna leave well alone.
Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth.
You
You don't need to raise your hands.
The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand.
Huh. In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury.
Yes, I needed time to consider this.
No, you need to tell us now.
Well,
If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say.
I think Dorothy's got the right of it.
Get the man out of... get the man out here, I say.
You're just saying that because you want to stab him.
You don't know that?
Only illogical not to hear his testimony.
when something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild.
Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say? Oh, yes, that would be lovely.
Everyone, I want to hear. Turn number one. I don't know.
Yes, the jury says this man must be heard.
He's such a yes man.
Very well, the court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once.
Turn number one wants to be leader, incapable of being leader.
Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear. Will it, though? I don't know.
But are you sure?
Let's proceed. Let proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day?
What is this, Twitter now?
To be sure I have, my lord.
There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus, Captain, as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police?
Again, no. It is not in my nature to hide anything at all.
Just answer the questions, please. Oh, that's gonna be hard to switch between. All right.
Oh, it's gonna get worse in a bit.
Truth of
Your
the matter
next-
is, I've been desperate about this all along.
I'm telling you now, your next character is gonna appear soon. And they talk to each other a lot.
Oh, good. Good, excellent. I'm glad.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned this to you before I came in. I was like, how do you feel about going between two accents and they talk to each other a lot? And you were like, no, I'm gonna go with it. I'm like, all right.
Go with it. It's fine. It's fine. I have committed to this.
You have accepted
It's
your
fine.
fate.
I have been. God has cursed me for my hubris, and my work is never done.
All right.
So is this
Anyway.
the Chris
I've been
Sabat
there.
experience?
Say what?
I said, is this the Chris Sabat experience?
I was gonna say the Lanny Pator experience, but that would basically be the same thing, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell these all or keep my mouth shut?
Tell us what, Mr. McGilded?
The fine fellow representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger.
Sir? It's true?
Aye, it was me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened.
You what? Sir! Rumble, rumble!
Yep, just another person. And then I was like, they caused murder. Hey, just get out of here.
No, Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now.
I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Seeks. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you.
Which was?
Well, little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not in any way involved, you see.
What?
What?
I love how we were all so stunned. We just like, no, that KV can just be Van Seeks for like
it's
this
just,
1 second.
KV is just someone in the gallery answering for Baroque. What?
If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself.
Was there no protection for children back then?
Wait, what? No, he's saying there was a kid, but the person next to the Mason wasn't there.
There was a sixth passenger?
Beppo.
There was no more passenger. I assure you.
There was
I did not.
sixth passenger.
I did not let no child in. Anyway, let's continue.
I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord.
Huh.
I really should not have gotten out of bed today. I was not ready for this.
And
I
who
was not
was
ready
this
for
young
today.
child of whom you speak?
That, I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. Aye, well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since.
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witnesses' statements to be disregarded by the court.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings.
What? Ah! Okay. Smoke! Fire! There's a fire!
Oh my god, Silent Hill's invading.
Oh, God!
I can't see anything in smoke.
It's the third party, and the third party is Konami, and that's a threat.
Oh shit! What
We
what
should
is
have used
going
Dracula.
on?
Be careful, Mr. Hodo. Cover your face.
Ah, yes, finally, my Lord Dracula.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
Well then,
Why was there a smoke machine in the courtroom?
we were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff, amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. There's a to be continued, but we are continuing. Yeah, alright. Smoke in the courtroom.
What the heck?
They are in trouble because this is a no smoking zone.
I can't believe Konami invaded.
The 18th February, 12:52
I mean,
p.m.
they've done it before.
The Old
They could do it
Bailey,
again.
defendant's antechamber. What on earth just happened in there?
Mr. Hodo, I managed to find out what happened.
Wow, that was quick.
Mr. Sato,
I was told there was a vent for a smoke grenade. I was exploring a device that releases smoke.
well, I figured, but a smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use.
Believe it.
Oh, yes, indeed. They're making sure everything's safe now. I think the trial will start again before long.
But who would have done something like that?
The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently.
Flee the courtroom? Why? I mean...
Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear.
A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about?
My thoughts exactly.
So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There's so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here.
I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions. Along with the young girl.
Who is she? I wonder. And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself?
There's another matter that's troubling me.
What's that?
The 20 pence.
Oh, we don't need to do the math again.
According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night, at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly.
But now it
now-
seems...
Sorry, I
You know
I
what?
got really excited.
For the amount of times I keep reading over Susato's line, that's okay. But now it seems
This
there
is just
were...
karma.
Yeah.
Von karma.
No!
Oh, is it?
No! But now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers.
Which means the figures don't seem to add up again.
She's right. That is strange. Coach, go for the defense. Wait, is this you? Or... No, that's you, KV. I can't remember the
Counsel
name.
for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom.
I forgot the names of the bailiffs that you gave him. Charlie and the other one was what?
Charlie and
Bob?
Bert. I think I'm just... maybe it was Bob, but I know one of them was Charlie, and the other one's Bert. If you get the joke, congratulations.
I don't. I'm sorry.
The trial will recommence in 5 minutes.
Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away.
Yeah. Whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial.
We'll know soon enough, Mrs. Sato.
Yes.
The one with the mustache is Charlie.
Okay. I love how there's like actual distinct fixtures to keep them apart, which is great. 18th of February, 1 p.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. Are we all okay?
Zelda?
Actually, she's kind of
I was
more
about
like
to
a
say-
she's kind of more like a Tetra.
Which is still...
Which is
Yeah,
Zelda.
I know, but still, her
about to
personality
say-
is very Tetra. Anyway,
She's looking very Breath of the Wild Zelda right now.
I was gonna go with a JoJo joke with that pose.
I mean,
You know,
that
the
works
clothes
too.
and the hat, and the hat.
Yep.
there's a young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look, she must have been the one who caused the disturbance before.
Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks,
My lord,
I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier.
it seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army.
Good gracious! The army? What in the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand.
Huh. Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
Ahem. If I may, my lord,
Yes, Mr. McGilded?
I think perhaps I ought to explain here why it is that this wee lass was here in the first place and why she tried to bolt like that. It's all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. Yes, I know. We're all tired of hearing it.
Very well, Mr. McGilded. Give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case.
Oh, okay. Just what did happen that night? I don't know anymore.
A lot, apparently.
It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Thanks, I guess. Why? The young girl.
On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then,
What the?
Begorra.
Then, Begorra, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? Bam, boom, there was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away.
I remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gathered on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct?
It's exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the 5th passenger, my lord.
Rubble, 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 rubble?
Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel?
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Is anyone?
No. Yes, my lord. Seriously, I have no idea what's going on, and I'm the defense. Or rather, no. I have
Yes,
no
but
idea
actually,
where
no.
to start. Thank you, Naruto. I have no
Yes,
idea.
but actually no.
Yeah. Actually, we'll probably do the pressing in the next video. I think this is probably a good place to stop. So, we'll let this, play out. And we'll see you guys
Need
then.
way more wine.
Yes, go replenish your wine.
I am not wasted enough for this.